Hi, I'm Claire and welcome back to my knitting podcast. This is for November and my third podcast. So for today I am wearing my Sunday sweater that I knitted in October in this lovely cream colour, and the sleeves are 3/4 lengths as I was running low on yarn, but I really love the sweater and it's really nice and comfy. And moving on to the things that I've finished, the first thing I finished is the Monday sweater from Petite, which I started back at the end of June, early July, so it's taken a long time. This was knitted in Sandnes Garn Sunday, and I only did it this Sunday. I didn't do it with any mohair, which I feel like might be why it took so long to do. It was 4 balls of wool, and I think this was the shade Putty, but I'll have it listed below. So I'm really happy with this. I can see the mistakes that I've made because this was one of the first, if not the first, full jumper I've done. So the first sleeve, perfect. And then the second sleeve, I ran out of yarn. So it's, as you can already tell, it looks terrible in comparison. It was about 4 rows too short, and I still tried to finish it, and it just hasn't worked very well. So I need to see if I should buy another ball. I think I might have another ball of it already that's been put aside for a different project, but I also feel like nobody else is going to see this but me. And when you compare the two lengths, they're kind of the same. It's the same, so it was the first one I did, so there's tiny little holes which I need to kind of try and sew up. But overall, I'm quite happy with it. It's not perfect, and I've knitted a lot of garments that are better because I've knitted a lot since I started this, which I guess is my own fault because this was a whip for so long. But it's now finished. I've not blocked it yet. I'm going to block it, and I will see what I want to do with the sleeve. Because I know it's not perfect, I might just leave it, or it might annoy me enough that I need to go back and correct. We have to wait and see. But I'll keep you updated. But I count it as a finished object. I've worn it once so far, but as I said, I've not blocked it yet. So I will block it, and hopefully I absolutely love it and the sleeve doesn't bother me at all. But if it does, I should hopefully be able to correct it because it literally needs maybe 10 metres, maybe not even that, just to finish off the sleeve. So that's that one finished. And then this was started in my last podcast, also Petite knit, and this was the Slipover, so I think it's called the Terrazzo. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong, I'll list it below. This is now finished. So this is in Merino, and it's combined with Alpaca silk by Drops. And I changed the neckline because I thought I'd wear it more if it was just a normal collar. I absolutely love it. I've not blocked it yet. It's incredibly warm, I guess because of the alpaca, but it's lovely. But when I wear it, I get too warm if I have the heating on indoors, but it's beautiful. I'm just really, really happy with it. And I don't think it really took that long. And I bought 6 balls of merino, and I used 4.5, so I have a ball and a half left, and the accompanying alpaca, so I don't know what to do with that yet. I still need to decide, but I'm very happy with this. And there's one more project which I started and finished in November, and it's the same as what I'm wearing. The Sunday sweater by Petite Knit. Again, all 3 projects I finished are Petite Knit. I do knit other things. I've just been working through hers because I find them the easiest to follow, and there was a lot that I really liked. But this is in a lovely sage green, full length sleeves because I didn't run out of wool, and I've got enough of the wool that I'm actually going to try and do a cardigan. I don't know what cardigan yet, I still need to decide, but this was lovely and I'm really happy with it. And once again, I think I mentioned in my last video what I was going to use. So this was an organic merino in the sage green colour, and then drops brushed alpaca silk. So it's incredibly warm again, but it's really nice and really soft. And this top I thought was soft, and this is softer. So I'm really happy with this, and I've already worn it a bunch. More than this top now. This is my third favourite, because in this one I can see a few little bits where because the yarn for this one did change in size a little bit. I can see holes on the top, which I don't care too much about. This just doesn't have it. I guess this yarn was more equal in the width of the yarn, but because it was also paired with an alpaca, you can't really tell, and green's my favourite colour, so it was going to be worn more often than the cream one, but I love both. So that's that, and that's everything that was finished. And then we are moving on to the whips. So this was mentioned in September and then not touched in October, so I didn't mention it because there was no update. So this is Florence Miller's mixed rib cami. I've finished the back to the point where I now need to cast on for the shoulders before I can then do the front and then have it in the round. So I'm really happy with this. This is knitted on 3mm, so it's taken quite a while to get here. And I'm still on the first ball. I've almost finished it, and it's this khaki colour, and it's by Drops, and it's their baby merino. So I'm very happy with this. I don't think I'm going to knit this again because it's tiny needles and then it's mixed rib. So it's twisted rib and normal rib, and it just means it takes a long time to knit. Because I think the whole thing will be either 3 or 4 balls. I think 3, but I've got 4 balls just in case. And it's a very slow progress, but I do love the pictures of the tops. I really want one, and that's where I've got to with that. So the next thing is also something that I've been doing the last few months, and you'll probably recognise. This is the Slatter top by Jarbo, I believe. I'll have it listed below. But this is in Rowan Baby Cashsoft Merino, and I have almost finished the top. I have about 1 more centimetre of stockinette to knit on the bottom, and then I've just got a few rows to, I think it's about 10 rows to do on the sleeves to finish the sleeves off, and then a few rows to do on the collar to finish the collar off. But this has taken an age. I cannot see myself knitting this again. This was knitted on 3.25mm needles, so still very small needles. It's taken an incredible amount of time. And whilst the yarn is lovely and soft, the actual needles itself are the short ones because they're just what I picked up. I didn't realise these are more for doing socks because they hurt your hands if you're trying to knit garments with them, which has been fun. But this is my go-to for when I've been in the cinema. And I saw Zootropolis 2, and that finally meant I managed to get like the last 5 centimetres that has been waiting for almost a month done. So this will be a few more hours, hopefully maybe 5 or so hours, just to finish off the bits, because I know, although the body's almost finished, I've then got the sleeves and then the collar, and for the collar I'll need to pick up the stitches. So I can think the time's still going to be quite a chunk of time, but I'm really happy that it's almost finished. It's a very easy pattern to follow, just not one for me, or at least not with short needles, because it takes an absolute age to do. But that's this top. I'm very happy, almost finished. And then that leads me to my last whip for this month. So this was a top that I started in November, and the exact name of it is Other Loops, and it is the Lane Loop Tee. So for this is where I'm at with this. I absolutely love this top. This top is by Landlust yarn, and it is 50% baby alpaca and 50% merino, so it's lovely and soft. I did size up, so it's actually done with 5mm needles rather than, I think it requests 4, but to meet gauge I needed to go up a size. I've not paired it with anything. I'm currently on the 4th ball, and I'm just really, really happy with it. It's quite oversized, but I can see myself wearing this literally every single day, and it's in this really nice greeny grey colour, and I'm very happy with it. I'm doing the I-cord edged bind off at the moment. It's not my favourite. I'm not sure if I'll be doing this kind of bind off again, but it's done and I'm happy. I've got maybe 30 more stitches to do, and then I've got the 2 sleeves, and then it's done. So this I should be able to wear for most of December. This is what's left of ball number 4. I've got 6 balls, so I've got another 2 balls left. So I've definitely got enough yarn. I'm not going to run short, and I'm very happy about that. There's nothing else that I've worked on in this month. I don't know what else I will be going back on, but for December I want to finish my current ones. As you can see, 2 of the 3 that I'm currently working on are quite close to finished. I still have the Eva cardigan, which you saw in September, that hasn't been worked on since September. The yarn dries out my hands because it's quite a rough yarn, so I've just not been picking it up. And then other things I want to try and get through is see what else I've still got where it's been put to the side and not been worked on for months, and I needed to see if I want to try and finish it or frog it. So in January I've got quite a clean slate to start looking through the yarn I've got to decide what's in it next. But from that I will talk about what yarn I want to use next. I don't necessarily know what projects I want to do for everything. So I have 3 balls of Rowan baby Cashsoft merino, so I've got 2 grey and 1 white, and I really want to do a nice striped camisole with these. I need to try and decide, but I think it's going to be one of my favourite things. I think that's her name, but one of her patterns. I just haven't decided what camisole. I think I did camisole number 10, which I finished last month in the baby pink colour. I quite liked her pattern, so I wanted to give a different one a go, and I've got these 3 to do it. I know I complained about needle sizes, and this yarn, it recommends 3.25 needles, but it's a camisole, so it shouldn't take too long, and hopefully I like it. Because these I can see as being an everyday top that I would wear, so that's that project. And then what else I have next is in here. I have 16 balls of Sandnes Garn Pure Gint in, it's their white or creamy colour. I want to say cream because it's similar colour to what I'm wearing. And on Ravelry I've seen the Rory sweater, which I'll find it and list it below. I can't remember who the designer was, but it was a free pattern, and it's the sweater that Rory wears in the opening scene of Gilmore Girls, and I've only just started to watch the series, and as soon as I saw that sweater I was like, I need that sweater. I've bought the yarn, I'm going to knit that sweater. I've got enough yarn because it said 15 balls, and that was with 100 metres a ball. These are 91 metres a ball, so I think having the additional ball just about makes up for what the difference is. But it's like a one size sweater, so we'll see. But I've got that in here and I'm really excited. But obviously it's a cable design. I haven't really done any cabling. I cabled one hat. It took a long time and there was a couple of mistakes in it. One main mistake where I could actually see a hole, and then other things where I could see what I'd done wrong but you couldn't tell if you were looking at it. So we'll see, but I really want to get this started in the new year, and in July I'm planning to go to Norway, and I would love to have this to wear in the evenings when it gets a little bit chillier. But we will see, because that's a lot of knitting and a lot of cabling. So that's that. And then I have some more yarn. This is Isager yarn, which I picked up. And I still need to find a mohair that I want to use to go with it. I'm planning to do another lane loop tee in the Highland wool, which is actually the recommended wool for the pattern, and I just need to get a mohair with it. They recommend the Isager soft silk mohair, but we'll see what I decide to go with, because I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to go for the exact one that's recommended, but I'll get some kind of mohair to go with it. It tells me to use 3 balls, I've got 4, so I can make myself a matching hat to go with it, or I'm not too sure what else I'll do, but I'm pretty sure this is the top I want to knit with this yarn, so I'm looking forward to that. I won't knit it straight away, because I know last month I knitted a Sunday sweater, this month I knitted a Sunday sweater. I don't want to knit the same thing month and month, because it will get tedious, especially as this is 7mm needles, this is 4mm needles, so it will take quite a bit longer. And then in the same yarn I have 2 colours of the shade Rhubarb. I want to knit some kind of top with this, but I haven't picked what yet. And that's everything that of the upcoming things I want to knit. But what I have got is, a few years ago I bought myself an advent calendar, a knitting one, and I never finished it. I got about 6 days in and then I stopped. This year I want to try and finish the advent calendar. So this is the bag, and then each day I get a different hand dyed yarn, and so this is day 18. So most of them are still in here, and then what it came with is a book of knitting patterns. So this is Sincerely Louise. She only did this 1 year, and it was with Big Knitter. I think it's the person that did all the hand-dyed merino yarn that goes with it. But there's a different pattern for every single day. And what it makes at the end is this beautiful tree with loads of decorations. And I have done the bottom row only. So this year in December, I want to try and do the rest, which I'm really looking forward to. The other day I finally sewed up the Lobster, which was the last day of over here. I don't think this is any spoilers because, as I said, this came out, I think it was about 2 years ago. It was a one-off edition that they did. She's not done it since. But because I've knitted a load of her animals, I really wanted it, so I bought it. And then I didn't finish it. But for this year, I really want to get those finished so that I can actually have it as a Christmas decoration around my flat. And that is everything that I've done. So hopefully next month I will be able to show you all the decorations that I've finished, and hopefully that I have no works in progress and that they're all finished. But we will see. In the meantime, thanks. Bye.